they don't have love. Hello everyone, welcome back to another weekly episode of Make India Read, where we read together a few pages from a book which we select. And in today's episode, I have selected the book Everything is Fucked, a book about hope by Mark Manson. So I will be reading few pages from the book which I liked. Actually, to be honest, I read like this book is pretty good and you can read it completely. And I like many part of the book, but there is one part specifically which I was able to relate much. So I will read that for you. So this book is divided into two parts. Like part one is about hope, and the another part is about part two, where the heading of the part two is Everything is Fucked, and there is total 8 chapters in the book. First 5 are for the first part, hope, and the another 5 are for the second part. Before reading the pages from the book, I will just go through a little bit about the description of the book. So Mark Manson is the author of this book. Mark Manson is the New York Times and the international best-selling author of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. His blog markmanson.net attracts more than 2 million reads per month. Manson lives in New York City. So the author also runs a blog, and I will add the link of his blog there in the description. You can also go and check it there. So I'll just read some review. Just because everything appears to be a mess doesn't mean you have to be one. Mark Manson's book is a call to arms for a better life and better world, and could not be more needed right now. From the author of the international mega bestseller The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck comes a counterintuitive guide to the problems of hope. We live in an interesting time. Materially, everything is the best it's ever been, yet somehow everything seems to be irreparably and horribly fucked. What's going on? If anyone can put a name to our current malaise and help fix it, it's Mark Manson. In Everything is Fucked, Manson draws on mountains of psychological research as well as on the timeless wisdom of philosophers from Plato to Tom Waits to dissect religion, politics, money, entertainment, and the internet. So these are some description about the book, that description of feedback or reviews about the book that was listed at the back cover, which I was reading right now. So moving on to the readings now, where I will be reading a few pages from the book. So let's start. The topic of the reading is How to Be an Adult, and I'm reading it from page number 144. So let's start now. How to be an adult. When you Google how to be an adult, most of the results focus on preparing for job interviews, managing your finances, cleaning up after yourself, and not being a total asshole. These things are all great, and indeed they are all things that adults are expected to do. But I would argue that by themselves they do not make you an adult. They simply prevent you from being a child, which is not the same thing. That's because most people who do these things do them because they are rule and transaction based. They are a means to some superficial end. You prepare for a job interview because you want to get a good job. You learn how to clean your house because its level of cleanliness has direct consequences on what people think of you. You manage your finances because if you don't, you will be really fucked one day down the road. Bargaining with rules and social order allows us to be well-functioning human beings in the world. Eventually, though, we realize that the most important things in life cannot be gained through bargaining. You don't want to bargain with your father for love, or your friends for companionship, or your boss for respect. Bargaining with people into loving or respecting you feels shitty. It undermines the whole project. If you have to convince someone to love you, then they don't love you. If you have to cajole someone into respecting you, then they will never respect you. If you have to convince someone to trust you, then they won't actually trust you. The most precious and important things in life are by definition non-transactional, and to try to bargain for them is to immediately destroy them. You cannot conspire for happiness, it is impossible. But this is often what people try to do, especially when they seek out self help and other personal development advice. They are essentially saying, show me the rules of the game I have to play and I will play it. Not realizing that it's the very fact that they think there are rules to happiness that is preventing them from being happy. While people who navigate life through bargaining and rules can get far in the material world, they remain crippled and alone in their emotional world. This is because transactional values create relationships that are built upon manipulation. Adulthood is the realization that sometimes an abstract principle is right and good for its own sake. That even if it hurts you today, even if it hurts others, being honest is still the right thing to do. In the same way that the adolescent realizes there is more to the world than the child's pleasure or pain, the adult realizes that there is more to the world than adolescent constant bargaining for validation, approval, and satisfaction. Becoming an adult is therefore developing the ability to do what is right for the simple reason that it is right. An adolescent will say that she values honesty only because she has learned that saying so produces good result. But when confronted with difficult conversation, she will tell white lies, exaggerate the truth, and become passive aggressive. An adult will be honest for the simple sake that honesty is more important than her own pleasure or pain. Honesty is more important than getting what you want or achieving a goal. Honesty is inherently good and valuable in and of itself. Honesty is therefore an end, not a means to some other end. An adolescent will say he loves you, but his conception of love is that he is getting something in return. That love is merely an emotional swap meet where you each bring everything you have to offer and haggle with each other for the best deal. An adult will love freely without expecting anything in return. Because an adult understands that is the only thing that can make love real. An adult will give without seeking anything in return because to do so defeats the purpose of a gift in first place. The principal value of adulthood are unconditional, that is, they cannot be reached through any other means. They are ends in and of themselves. There are plenty of grown-ass children in the world, and there are a lot of aging adolescents. Hell, there are even some young adults out there. That's because past a certain point, maturity has nothing to do with age. What matters are a person's intentions. The difference between a child, an adolescent, and an adult is not how old they are or what they do, but why they do something. The child steals the ice cream because it feels good and he is oblivious or indifferent to the consequences. The adolescent doesn't steal because he knows it will create worse consequences in the future. But his decision is ultimately a bargain with his future self. I will forego some pleasure now to prevent greater future pain. But it's only the adult who doesn't steal for the simple principle that stealing is wrong. And to steal, even if she gets away with it, would make her feel worse about herself. That's all, guys. I read just a few 2 to 3 pages from the book. Everything is fucked up. And the subtopic of the reading was how to be an adult. So I would say if you have some time, you should probably read this book because this book is very practical and the author is also a very practical person and he gives real life advice if you are stuck or you are having some confusions. So you should probably read it and I think it will take you around 1 week to read this book if you read like 30 minutes per day. So yeah, that's all about this week. I will see you all in the next Wednesday. Until then,